Look at that. Let me focus it so you can see better. See that? It's black. It's really black. Yeah. So you guys can see it up close. Move the shadow out of the way. That's the valve cover, valve train of the new engine, the KLZE. It's got the KL101, which is the KLZE numbers. Alright, so now we plug the distributor hole. I'm just doing miscellaneous inspections right now. So basically, I plugged the hole, as you saw, for the distributor. And now I am looking into the cooling sensors. So I have this little guy here that's on my old engine that I'm not sure exactly what it is because it already has a coolant temp sensor. So I don't know what this secondary one is for. But the new one doesn't have a spot for it on the water pipe. On top of that, I'm inspecting the actual coolant temp sensor are different, so I'm going to swap those over as well. So I don't have to worry about that. Pulled out the old thermostat, and so now I'm just looking around at things. So, come along for the ride. The coolant temp sensor. Just going to get this guy off. I sprayed some lubricant on it. Damn. I broke it. It sucks. I knew I should have used a wrench, and I was stubborn, and I broke it. Okay, now I'm going to take off the crank pulley so I can get the front of the engine off to get that ready for the timing belt swap. I have it chalked in the back, so it shouldn't turn, although it may try. This thing's going to be really tight. Success! I was right. Trans bolt does fit. Awesome. Good day, guys. What's going on? So today we are going to be getting the rest of the engine prepped so we can get it dropped in this weekend. Basically going to be cleaning up all the accessories, so the alternator, the brackets, the AC compressor bracket, the power steering pump, and anything else that may be covering grease from the old engine, bay setup. We're going to be cleaning that up, getting that looking nice and good so we can get this show on the road. Also, we're going to tackle the timing belt today. So we're going to swap over my timing belt from the old engine to the new one because I just replaced it last year. It's only a year old. It's only got maybe 15,000 miles on it. So that's going to get replaced along with everything in that system. So timing belt, pulleys, the belt adjuster, all that will be replaced as well. And then once the timing belt's done, all it comes down to is porting the intake manifold to make those ports match. I'll show you how they are, why they need to be port matched, and then from there it's just putting everything back together, putting it in the car, and doing all that other miscellaneous stuff. So it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a good amount of work today, so let's get started. I'm currently waiting on Ben. Oh, and speaking of Ben, as I'm speaking of him pulling up, he's pulling up right now. So let's go greet Ben, shall we? That literally could not have worked any better.
It's running. Are we still filming?
Yeah.
It's running so much better, dude. Like, I only used about 1/8 of a tank on the way here. That's like a new record. Last time it was like a straight quarter tank.
Nice.
I fixed the exhaust leak. It's so much quieter, isn't it?
Awesome. That's good to hear.
So yeah, I got the stuff in the back. Let's fix it.
All right.
I haven't been in this movie very much yet.
No. All right, it's gone.
Voila.
Excellent.
Keep it on, but if we're about to do a shot with it, why not make it glam?
Like that.
Are you filming?
Yeah. Excellent. So we're going to start with the plunger, or aka the timing belt tensioner, and you're going to want to remove the bottom one first, okay? That way it allows you to pivot it to relieve the tension on the belt. It should be a 12.
Yeah, looks like a 12.
Yeah, it's going to be 12. Now, in most cases, you would be replacing this part, which is the timing belt tensioner, and it's notorious for going bad on the KL engines. It'll actually make a really bad knocking sound when it does go out. This one has been replaced about a year ago, so in this case I'm going to reuse it only because I just replaced it not too long ago. Probably only has maybe 10 or 15,000 miles on it. Typically you want it brand new though. So retract this little piston back inside the body and put a pin in there to hold it. See that hole right there? Bolt snapped off and we tried to drill it out and it didn't work.
It worked on the other ones though.
Yeah, it worked on the other ones.
It's water.
I didn't think there was that much water still in there though.
There's a wall. You know, that reminds me of a funny story. My mom, she thought engines ran on steam, and that's why you had to put coolant in them.
Wrong one. It's that one.
And I didn't say a word. I just perpetuated it for a while.
Okay, so this is the part that we need. This guy right here. These 4 bolts. And those look like 12s also. And I am just getting devoured by mosquitoes as well. Bastards. so we're running to the parts store right now to get a couple things. I need to get spark plugs, need to get some RTV, need to get a coolant temp sensor, and brake clean. All right, so we're here. So we're gonna start off with the brake clean and stuff like that.
Well, let's go this way.
You know, it's still weird filming in public. I haven't quite figured that out yet.
So what are you doing here, Dwan?
All right, so I'm just putting a little RTV on this crossover pipe, coolant crossover pipe, just to make sure that it doesn't leak, since it's like an internal point that I do not want to have to come back into if it does leak. So we are RTVing it to make sure it will not leak.
Good time to note, whenever you're working with RTV, it's good to let it sit on the surface that you just applied it to for like 2 to 5 minutes to kind of let it thicken up a little bit before you go and apply the part on.
Yeah. Super tight in the meter.
Alright guys, so today we worked on getting the KLZE all assembled out. We hit a snag, but we got a lot done. Why don't you tell us what we got done and what happened?
Okay, so yeah, so today was just basically getting all the miscellaneous parts that I need off the old engine onto the new engine. That being the filler neck and the timing belt, the water pump, also taking off the accessories and getting them nice and cleaned up. So today, as we were putting on timing belt, there's a slight issue with the timing belt tensioner. It started to leak some hydraulic fluid, not really sure why.
Holy crap, this camera's heavy.
Until we can figure out that situation, it's kind of at a halt. We also went and got some new spark plugs and also the new coolant temp sensor. So a lot of the odds and ends are coming together. We also decided that we probably won't have to port the intake manifold because the gasket matches up exactly with the ports on the head.
Yeah, the heads look almost identical.
The intake manifold themselves, it really isn't that big of a difference. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and run it as is and see how that performs. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for tonight. Thanks again for checking us out. We really appreciate it. Drop us a like, drop us a comment, and remember to subscribe. But also remember to do something awesome. Good night.